robbing from the seating section.
That's okay. That's it. You, Ralph, and I, and Dennis. Okay? And then Mary will want, Mary and Cecil are going to be down here. We're going to get her she'll bring you.
How have you been doing?
Fine, Ruth. How are you? Yes. Yes. Doing. Yep. Really have been. How about you?
We're fine.
I'm sure you missed Bill out on the board. I missed Bill not being on the board. But I understand. You know, there's a time.
Is this all your equipment here?
No. This is. That is. No. It's Farnham, right? Farnham?
Larry Farnham.
Yeah, Larry Farnham.
And Dave and
Yeah. I've got Lou Lyon, Old Glory, Bill Wright, and David Panos, New Glory. Ruth Wright's on the keyboard.
Oh, you don't have to.
Oh, yeah.
Please don't.
Oh, well, that's
Please.
after you're through.
Be kind and please don't.
Oh.
Thank you.
Stick in the middle. Me, that's right.
You want me to introduce them?
Ladies and gentlemen, we were preparing now for the opening ceremonies, Flag Day celebration and welcome. Let's give a big welcome first of all. We will hear from her again, then to Gogo.
Hi, everybody. Thank you all so much for being here. This has been a wonderful work in progress, and now it's happening, and it's a thrill to see you all here. We're going to end up with over 800 of you. We're just delighted to have you all here. Now, without further ado, I would like to introduce our retired military patriots from the Quadrangle in Laramie, Colorado. I did it again. Laramie, Wyoming. I'm sorry.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor that you have invited us to come up here. At this time, we will start with our program. As I walked through a county courthouse square, on a park bench, an old man was sitting there. I said, the old courthouse is kind of run down. He said, it'll do for our little town. I'd asked him, the old flagpole is leaning a little bit, and that's a ragged old flag you got hanging on it. He said, have a seat. So I had sat down, and he had asked if this is the first time I'd been to their little town. I said, yes, it is. He said, I don't like to brag, but we're kind of proud of that little old flag. You see, we got a hole in that flag there when Washington took her across the Delaware. And it got powder burns the night that Francis Scott Key sat watching and writing, oh say, can you see? And it got got a rip in New Orleans when Packingham and Jackson was tugging at its seams. And it almost fell at the Alamo beside the Texas flag. But she waved on though. She got cut with a sword at Chancellorsville, and she got cut again at Shiloh Hill. There was Robert E. Lee, Beauregard, Braggs, and the north wind blew hard on that ragged old flag. On Flounders Field in World War I, she got a big hole from a Bertha gun. She turned blood red in World War II. She hung limp a time or two. She was in Korea, in Vietnam. She went where she was sent by her Uncle Sam. She was covered with blood and stomped under a boot when our brave Marines were bombed in Beirut. In the Persian Gulf, she waved from our ships upon the briny foam. And now, today, she has been with our sisters and brothers in Afghanistan and Iraq. And now they've about quit waving her here back at home. In her good land here, she's been honored, dishonored, denied, and refused. And the government for which she stands is scandalized throughout the land. And she's getting threadbare, she's wearing a little thin, but she's in good shape for the shape she's in. Because she's been through the fire before, and I believe she can take a whole lot more. So we raise her up every morning, and we take her down every night. We don't let her touch the ground, and we fold her up right. On second thought, I do like to brag, because I am proud of that ragged old flag. I remember this one teacher I had back in grade school. Mr. Laswell was his name. To me, he was the greatest teacher, a real sage of my time. He had such wisdom. We were all reciting the Pledge of Allegiance, and he walked over to us, and he said, "I've been listening to you boys and girls recite the Pledge of Allegiance all semester, and it seems as though it is becoming monotonous to you. If I may I recite it and try to explain to you the meaning of each word? I, me, an individual, a committee of one, pledge, dedicate all my worldly goods to give without self-pity. Allegiance, my love and my devotion. To the flag, our standard, O glory, a symbol of freedom. Wherever she waves, there's respect because your loyalty has given her a dignity that shouts freedom is everybody's job. Of the united, that means that we have all come together. States, individual communities that have united into 48 great states. 48 individual communities with pride and dignity and purpose, all divided with imaginary boundaries, yet united to a common purpose, and that's love for country of America. And to the Republic, a state in which sovereign power is invested in representatives chosen by the people to govern. And government is the people, and it's from the people to the leaders, not from the leaders to the people, for which it stands. One nation, meaning so blessed by God, indivisible, incapable of being divided, with liberty, which is freedom and the right of power to live one's own life without threats or fear of some sort of retaliation. And justice, the principle or quality of dealing fairly with others, for all, which means it's as much your country as it is mine. Since I was a small boy, 2 states have been added to our country, and 2 words have been added to the Pledge of Allegiance, under God. Wouldn't it be a pity if someone said that's a prayer, and that would be eliminated from schools too? At this time, ladies and gentlemen, if you would all please join with me in pledging allegiance to the flag of our great nation.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Colonel Wright, post the colors. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our program. Thank you.
Thank you. Now I'd like to ask our friend Dennis Miller from the Squaredusters of Fort Collins to do our invocation.
Thank you, Linda. Would you all join me in a moment of prayer by bowing your heads? Creator and sustainer God, as we gather on this festive occasion, we ask for your blessing upon our activities. This is a special day in so many ways. 236 years ago today, the Second Continental Congress adopted our nation's flag. This weekend we celebrate and honor it by adorning our dance halls with the red, white, and blue. But Lord, we also celebrate you. You are the giver of all gifts and the author of all blessings. As we gather for a weekend of dance and fellowship, we thank you for being the real caller and cure in our lives. We thank you also for safe travel to this event and ask for safe travel home. For the time we're together, we ask that you fill these halls with your grace, mercy, and love, so that we may see